Hello, my name is ATIQAH binti ASRI and I would like to explain more about appraisal forms. Let's go.
Hello, are you a HR manager? Can I ask you something about appraisal forms?
Hello. Yeah, I'm a HR manager. Alright, sure can. An appraisal form is a document that managers and human resources staff use to evaluate the performance of employees. The form often includes ratings and room for comments on performance. On an appraisal form, managers keep track of employees' achievement and contribution during a specific period.
Do you know how to create an appraisal forms?
Alright, how to create an appraisal form? I will answer it. A well-made performance appraisal form helps both of you and the employee understand what the employee is doing well and how they can improve. Include relevant appraisal factors that break down the evaluation by different skills.
Can employees have an appraisal form to fill out?
To learn how you're doing as employer, you could have your staff fill out an appraisal form to evaluate you. Employees may appreciate that you're putting in the effort to be a better leader.
Can you explain more about characteristics of an effective performance appraisal system?
I will explain more to you about a characteristic of an effective performance appraisal system. Alright, the objective of appraisal system should be specific and efficiency and best-in-class performance review system will always have specific appraisal attribute to match the employee job description. Alright, an effective performance appraisal system provides consistent, reliable and valid data to help the management make strategic decisions.
Go.
Okay, thank you for the explanation and information given. I will see you later. Thank you.
My first topic is determining overall ranking. After performance data have been gathered for each employee, there is usually to need to compute an overall performance score. Computing overall performance score is also useful in determining whether employees and group of employees are improving their performance over time. We use performance data collect on an ongoing basis to create meaningful insights that help individuals grow and to improve individual and team performance.
What two main strategies are used to obtain an overall performance score?
Two main strategies are used of obtain an overall performance score of each employee, judgmental and mechanical. Let's take a look at performance appraisal periods and meetings. If we want to create a culture which encourages everyone to improve performance on an ongoing basis, in conversation about performance should be a part of everyone's routines. That's why so many companies currently implement check-in system. This allows employees to talk about what they are doing.
Can I ask you, how long should the appraisal period be?
Thank you for your question. Okay, most organizations conduct a formal review annually, while others choose semi-annual and even quarterly review. Conducting only an annually review is usually not sufficient for most employees to discuss performance issues in formal settings.
Can I know how many types of formal meetings?
Formal management system can include 6 formal meetings between the direction reports and the supervisor, a meeting integration, self-appraisal, classical formal review, merit and salary review, development plans and objective setting. The first meeting, system integration, include an overview of how the system works, the role of self-appraisal and important date. This meeting is important for new employees. The second meeting, the self-appraisal, is the opportunity for the employees to describe how she sees her own performance during the review period. The third meeting, the classical performance review meeting, includes a discussion of employee performance both from the perspective of the supervisor and the employee. The fourth meeting, the merit or salary review discussion was if any compensation change will result as a consequence for the period performance. Fifth meeting, the development plans discussion the employee developmental needs and what steps will be taken so that performance will be improved during the following period. The sixth and the last meeting, objective setting, include setting goals, both behavior and result oriented, recording the following review period.
Okay, hi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, my name is DAYANA AYUNI RUSAZIZI and my metric number is I191033626. Okay, now let's continue about, did you guys ever wonder about who should provide performance informations? Okay, so far we have assumed that the supervisor is the primary sources for performance information. This is the case in the most organizations because the supervisor observes employees directly and has a good knowledge about performance standard. Okay, however, there are also alternative sources of performance information. Let's consider the use of the direct supervisor as a source of performance information that being followed by the use of other sources including the peers, subordinates, self and the customers. Okay, let's see how that works. Okay, supervisor. Supervisor is an advantage of using them as a source of performance information is that they are usually in the best position to evaluate performance in relation to strategic organizational goals. Also, supervisors are often those making decisions about rewards associated with performance evaluation. They are knowledgeable about the strategic issue, understand the performance, and are usually in charge of managing employees' performance. Moreover, in some cultural contexts, supervisors are seen as the exclusive sources due to the hierarchical organizational structure. Okay, next is about the peers. Okay, many organizations use performance evaluations to provided by the peers. Take for example, okay, the system implemented the bank has been growing rapidly and has as its strategic goals to the consolidation of this office. Change management is extremely important to the useful implementation of this consolidation. Okay, the company is therefore revising how it accesses the competency. Okay. About the teamwork at the senior and the middle management levels, with the belief that successful teamwork is crucial to change management initiative. Specifically, 1/3 of the score for the competency is determined by the rating provided by peers. Okay, next, subordinates. Okay, subordinates are a good sources of information regarding the performance of their managers. For example, subordinates are in a good position to evaluate leadership competencies, including delegation, organization, and communication. And in addition, subordinates may be asked to rate their communication, to rate their manager ability to remove barriers that employees face, shield employees from politics, and raise employees' competencies. With the type of system, subordinates may hesitate to provide upward feedback if put on the spot. However, if managers take the time to involve employees in the process by soliciting their input, so employees are more likely to give honest feedback. Okay, next is about self. As discussed earlier, self-appraisal are an important component of any performance management system. When employees are given the opportunity to participate in the performance management processes, their acceptance of the resulting decision is likely to increase and their defensiveness during this appraisal interview is likely to decrease. An additional advantages associated with self-appraisals if the employee is in a good position to keep track of activities during the review period, whereas a supervisor may have to keep track of the performance of several employees. Okay, and then last but not least is about customers. Customers and other key stakeholders in general provide yet another sources of performance information. By collecting information from customer can be a costly and time-consuming process. However, performance information provided by customer is particularly useful for jobs that require a high degree of interaction with the public or with particular job-related individuals. Okay, also, performance information can be collected from internal customer. As example, the line manager may provide information regarding the performance of their HR representative. Although the client server may not have full knowledge of the organization's strategic direction, they can provide useful information. Okay, next we go to disagreement across the source. Is this a problem? Okay, if performance information is collected from more than one source, it is likely that there will be some overlap in the dimension measure. For example, a manager's peers and direct supervisor may rate him on the competency communication. In addition to the overlapping dimensions across sources, each source is likely to evaluate performance dimensions that are unique to each source. So, once the competencies and results that need to be measured are identified for a particular position, a decision needs to be made regarding which source of information will be used to assess each dimension. Of course, it is likely that there will be some overlap and some dimension will be rated by more than one source. Okay, next we go to a model of rater motivation. The rater is likely to be affected by bias that distort the resulting ratings. Performance rating may be intentionally or unintentionally distorted or inaccurate. When this happens, incorrect decision may be made and employees are likely to feel they are treated unfairly and the organization is more prone to litigation. Okay. For example, a supervisor may be motivated to provide inflated ratings to maximize the merit, risk, or rewards. Encourage employees. Avoid creating a rider record. Avoid confrontation with employees. Promote undesired employees out of unit. And the last one is make the manager look good to their or his or her supervisor. Okay then, the supervisor may also be motivated to provide ratings that are artificially deflated. Some reasons for this are to shock an employee, teach a rebellious employee a lesson, send a message to employee that they should consider to leaving, and the last one is to build a strongly documented written record of poor performance. Okay, last of point is about a model of rater motivation. Okay, remedial programs include content that related to information, motivation, and skills that recall that in addition to intentional error, raters are likely to make unintentional error in rating performance. Training programs therefore must address both type of error, and essentially the goal is to align the goals of the rater with the goals of the performance management system so that the raters are partner and active contributors to the processes. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.